Hello, my lovely friends. This is Tuesday, and I am bringing you a process video, just a regular scrapbook process video for you to share. I was having some fun with some mixed media and some cut files and decided that I was just going to go to town on those two items. So the cut file is the scallop circle from Paige Evans, and I'm just lightly gluing it down. I had not decided if I was going to stitch it or, prior, but then usually when I stitch prior, it just makes me feel like the thread, when I do mixed media, the thread gets messed up, so to speak. So I decided against stitching and just went for the mixed media. This is I can't speak, of course. This is a background paper from Illustrated Faith, and that's the She Blooms collection. And I just got out my Liquitex gesso and used my finger to spread around this lovely gesso and kind of fade it out around this scallop circle. I don't have to do the center per se because that is where the photo is going to go. This is a photo of me at the gym working on my fitness, and I was feeling like I was gaining some traction. Of course, I've had the last couple of weeks of just running, and now I don't feel like I'm gaining traction. I feel like, thank goodness I was working so hard because I've lost traction. But it is a lifestyle, and it is the way that I live. So thank goodness for the times I can go hard and steady and frequent on a regular basis, because it doesn't get easier as you get older. Let me promise you, it gets much more difficult as we age. So don't stop, never stop. I mean, just because you gain a few pounds, or just because you're not as strong as you were, or just because you don't think you can jump on that plyo box, I'm telling you, make the box smaller, jump on it, work your way up to the next box and the next box until, it's no longer dangerous. And you can do it. Small gains, small goals to reach long-term health and happiness and long-term gains. So longevity is what I look for. So, you take the good with the bad as far as, oh my gosh, I can hit the gym, 8 times this week and be on point with my nutrition. And then the next week you're in San Fran getting engaged. So that is the good news. Big announcement there. Bab had me join him out in San Fran after a boot camp for work. And we were at a lovely little place in the northeast section of San Fran on the coastline at a place called the Cliff House. And that little sneaky guy proposed to me. So it is official. We are engaged. It's been a week and a day now, and I have a beautiful ring. And he was smart enough to get a photographer on site for the proposal. And we actually got a few people. There were so many tourists there. We did get a few cheers, and that was sweet. And we had a woman come down and say, oh my gosh, I caught this on my camera, and I have several pictures I would love to send you via text. And she did that as well. So there will be lots of scrapbook layouts to come. So that is the big news. I know some of you already know from my Facebook page, but I couldn't be happier. We've been together for 4 years, and I can see us being together forever. So it's going to be a while before we get married, just because there's some other things that we're working on, and it takes time to plan a wedding, right? So I assume it'll be about a year from now, and you can stay tuned for that. But I will have some engagement pictures. I look terrible. It was actually kind of cold and blustery, so my hair's in my face. I didn't know I was getting proposed to. My makeup's not on point. Yeah, I've got a coat on. I've got a puffy jacket over a dress, because he said wear a dress, a little cocktail dress for this reservation. and I was freezing. It is so cold on the coast of California. So I'm not sure where I disappeared here. Let me double check that real quick. So yes, I did disappear. And I've cleaned that up, and now I am back to layering my photo. So I hope this is still in order. I think it is. But if it's not, I apologize now. You can see that lovely background where I just added a ton of splatters. And I also had this, it was a failed, what do you call it? It's like a sketch and stitch, I guess. It's one of Paige Evans, and I did it on this background paper, and I wasn't sure of what I was doing, and I kind of failed at it. So I said, well, I'll just fussy cut out some of the flowers that remain because they go with this paper so well, and that's what I'm doing here. Sorry to interrupt the story of me and Bab getting engaged. It is a great story. Honestly, I can go back to it anyway while I fussy cut. He had made reservations, which I thought were a bit odd, and then he said to go buy a cocktail dress, which I thought was a bit odd, but he was there for work, and I've met with his work associates before, so, and now he's in management, and I thought, well, maybe they're going to join us or something. I don't know. And I wasn't going to argue, because when a man says, I'm sending you money to go buy a new dress, why would you argue that? You would just go, yay, and go buy a new dress. And so that's what I did. And then he told me a story of when he was going to propose to me down in Fredericksburg, which is wine country, Texas, South Texas. I love it down there. And he was going to go to our favorite wine cellar and do it there. And he had told my girls this, but he had changed everything because his company said, we need to fly you out to San Fran to run this boot camp. Can you be available? And he said, oh my gosh, that is exactly where I want to be for that weekend, because when he was, it was probably 10 or 12 years ago, he said that him and his parents and brother were in San Fran visiting family, and they drove past this place and kind of looked out over the ocean, and it was called Cliff House. And so he thought to himself, if I ever propose, I want it to be at the Cliff House and overlooking the beach. And that's exactly what ended up happening, and it was perfect timing because he was going to take me down to Fredericksburg anyway. And he was so excited. You should have seen the look on his face. And I wish I would have known so I wasn't in this ridiculous jacket, but it is us and it is natural. And of course, I'm always in a bunch of clothing because I'm always freezing unless I'm in the gym. So, and even in the gym, sometimes I'm freezing, but I don't know. It was amazing. It was so amazing. So, Bab, I have already heard the jokes. Bab is a boff and maybe a ba to come. Or, well, he will be a ba, but he doesn't want to lose the name Bab. That's what's funny. He's like, no, I want to stay a Bab. But we have another event coming up in the family shortly, and I haven't decided to announce that yet to you, but it will be announced. So we do have more surprises up our sleeves, but that's probably not going to be announced for a couple of months. So, yeah, I'm super thrilled. I'm super happy. I suppose you want to know what's going on in the video. I don't end up using that Paige Evans ephemera piece that says now is the new later. I just didn't think it matched. But I did pull some of these little clear stickers, and I believe they're Heidi Swap, or maybe, no, they're Simple Stories I Am stickers. And I got them at Tuesday Morning, and they say, bold and beautiful, independent, strong, bold. I just kind of placed them randomly. Focus on yourself is the one up at the top. I actually haven't placed that one yet. So that is the black letter stickers that I just put on white American Craft cardstock so that you could see it, and I fussy cut around the words or kind of made them a wonky square. And then, of course, I fussy cut out those flowers and I added those in clusters to the far upper left and bottom right. I'm going to change around those little stickers that were from Simple Stories. I thought they went perfect with the photo, so I love the stickers, but I do change placement because I'm going to add that one ephemera piece that says Good Life there in the teal, and not sure where I got that. I just kind of went through my stuff in my stash. I want to say that Good Life was from the Illustrated Faith as well, but don't quote me on that one. The Hustle is Heidi Swapp. I do know that. Also the Never Give Up and the Be Brilliant, all Heidi Swapp stickers that I place on the clustered areas. And I'm just going to add a little bit of fussy thread behind those flowers, and I'm going to continue to build up those little clusters. Now, I fussy cut or grabbed from my desk, one of the two. I mean, it's been a whirlwind the last couple of weeks in my life, so forgive me if I'm a little off on products. That little cluster of flowers there is mostly, it's going to be covered up, but I do like how it adds just a little bit of gold because the stickers, the words on the stickers are gold, and I think that that helps balance the page. I just noticed that one of these stickers is super crooked, but okay, whatever. I also have some fussy cut items from the Cheeky Studio Missyisms paper and cut aparts, which is going to be more florals, and some leaves that I'm going to build out those clusters with. And I just love that collection for that. It just seems, I don't do 8x8, but I love that I have so many options for fussy cutting, and that's what I've primarily used the Missyisms for. And I think the sayings are so cute, and they do remind me of Missy Whitten, so I do like them. I tucked a little bit of thread behind that Good Life ephemera piece, and I'm just trying to balance everything here. I don't end up using On a Journey. I'm trying to find a place for it, and it just doesn't work anywhere. The Hustle will stay. It has a little cut apart label from an old Citrus Twist. I think that was from the Empty Box and Series 1 Empty Box. I don't think I won't have really any Citrus Twist products in series number 2, but those are coming. I don't keep that black label there on the far right. I did not like it. It was bothering me, so I'm going to end up taking that off. But I do try to place some other stickers from that Heidi Swapp collection because I love what they say. They are just perfect for what I want to say, but it just didn't balance on the page well, and I did want it to have a nice cohesion and flow to the layout. So here's where I'm going in with some of those leaves and flowers from the Cheeky Studio collection and just gluing everything down. Since I do have gesso on the back, most things do not like to stick unless I'm sticking them on top of another fussy cut item. I think I go back and fussy cut a couple of more. Let's see, 1, 2. I think maybe 1 or 2 more flowers. No, I know what I'm doing. I cut a giant floral from one of the Missyisms papers, and I'm going to put that in the upper left-hand corner because I felt like it just needed a better flow. It looks like it's all centered, and you know, I love to work on a diagonal, so I end up fussy cutting this huge floral out, and I love it. I think it really makes the page pop. It adds so much. And then I'm gonna also move that one sticker that I put on white cardstock that says focus on yourself. I'm gonna move that from the bottom up to the top so that your eye goes straight down diagonal on the page. So you're going to see me do that. It does pull up. What's funny is that Focus on Yourself, I'm about to move, does pull up some of the paper on the white fussy cut flower, but because it was glued down. But you don't notice. You don't look at the picture and say, oh, you know, that's torn up, because there's so much mixed media. I thought about, oh, I'll just put it back. And then I thought, you know what? It looks like it belongs that way. So I end up taking, I guess I haven't done it yet, but I do end up taking it off and not caring that it's torn, because I'm going to add a bunch of white splatters here. And that's just white acrylic paint that I watered down. And I may even do it after it's off camera, but you can see in the close-ups that are coming, you can't tell that I tore that off the paper because there's so much mixed media and white splatters. Oh, so I guess I show you the close-ups right away. So, oh, I did end up adding that one tag that was from the empty box, and also I'm going to add this label from Bohemian Dream that says Be Yourself, and I'm going to watercolor that so that it ties in with everything. Oh, and then I do go, this is what I end up doing. At the bottom right-hand corner, I build out another little cluster. It's very small, and it has those Bohemian Dream labels that say the simple things and be bold. And I just watercolor them as well to match, and use a couple of those fussy cut flowers from Missyisms and tuck them. One of them is going to be glued down, and one of them is going to kind of be just glued in the center so it pops up. And I think that completes the layout. I'm pretty sure. So comment below if you are excited to hear that Bab and I are engaged, or your thoughts on maybe where or what kind of wedding we should have. We're really up in the air. If you have suggestions about us, you know, like wedding suggestions, we're open to hearing whatever. You know, people are so creative in this industry and in this community that I would love to hear your thoughts on the best wedding you ever went to, or where you think or what setting, you know, like what should there be a theme? I mean, I have no idea. I've never actually had, I had a church wedding many years ago, and I'm not really a church going person, so I would not want to have it in a church. Although his parents would love that and he'd be fine with it. He doesn't really care, and he's like, you know, I just want it to be about us. And so that's how we're going to do it. It's going to be about us. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. I've talked through this whole thing and rambled, but I just couldn't stand not telling you anymore. So there you have it. We are engaged. And here are the close-ups. Please thumbs up, like, subscribe, make those comments, and I will talk to you later. Ta-ta for now. Bye.